The Union League in Philadelphia, the building behind me, is one of the most prestigious buildings in the city of Philly. It was actually constructed for the purpose of allowing Civil War Union officers to come to it after the war as a kind of gathering place. I'm sure there's much more of a history than what I'm telling you about it, but for now, this is the building where it's all happening. Today, Lincoln's birthday. You might be able to hear a little bit of the drums and things behind me because they're getting ready for a major parade which will begin here and march up to Independence Hall where another ceremony will take place. So stick with us, enjoy the ceremony, and see what's happening to find out the fact that there are more things that reenactors do other than just go out and shoot guns and make a lot of noise. Most of these guys are educated historians, and they've got a lot of stories to tell, and I'm sure after today's events they'll be having more stories to tell about the daily events of Lincoln's birthday on his 207th birthday.
Present the colors. To the colors. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium for his remarks, the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. Thank you. Well, as I said, as a politician, sometimes you just can't wait to go on. I'd like to share with you the remarks I made on the 19th of November, 1863 at the dedication of the cemetery at Gettysburg. 407 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now, we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation, or any nation, so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield with that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for all those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men living and dead who struggled here have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here. but they can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is for us rather to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to the cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, and that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Captain Siganuk, please bring your troops to order and order the volleys. Thank you.
Company, low!
Okay, ladies and stand to attention.
First squad.
Ready. On elevation. Aim. Fire. Order arms. Aim. Fire.
Third squad, ready. Aim. Fire. Recover. Shoulder arm.
The Philadelphia Brigade Band will now do Battle Hymn of the Republic.
Company, order, arms. Great press.
Standing here with Andy Waskey, who is, I guess you would say,
Portraying
General Meade. Here
General George G. Meade, the victor of Gettysburg.
Who? He is the coordinator for the Lincoln Day event, I would assume.
I am. I'm the military parade marshal.
Can you tell us what goes into putting an event like this together?
May I hold this?
No, I'll hold it for you.
Oh, you're going to hold it.
Okay.
All right.
How long does it take for you to put all this together?
Well,
today?
we do this in about 6 months.
Okay.
But we know the apparatus is in place. It's not going to change. I mean, it's just very good the way it is. But we are dependent upon participants, such as the 12th New Jersey and other organizations coming and being here and falling in and lending their support.
And it shows another aspect of the reenactor rather than just going out and shooting guns and playing army.
Exactly, because this is a honor ceremony, a ceremonial, and even though we do fire honor volleys and so on, it's not battle conditions, and that's another aspect of the military, an important one. And so we're extremely grateful, and we try to treat the participants as well as we can by offering free parking here in Center City, and that's really something. Free food, a party afterwards, which you have sung at different times, beer, wine, and so on and so forth, and make you feel really happy about coming here, so you want to come back next year.
I often sang a Ringo yet being an entire stranger. To be sure, I had not much to say, till the boss came around in a hurry, saying, boyos, 'tis grog time a day. With me tour-a-lie, or-a-lie-a-dee, and me tour-a-lie, or-a-lie-a, me tour-a-lie, or-a-lie-a-dee. We're digging the Lehigh Canal. I learned for to be very handy, to use both the shovel and spade. I learned the fine art of canaling, and I find it an elegant trade. Sure, I learned for to be very handy, and although I was not very tall, I could handle a sprig of shillelagh with the best man upon the canal. With me tour-a-lie, or-a-lie-a-dee, and me tour-a-lie, or-a-lie-a, me tour-a-lie, or-a-lie-a-dee. Oh, we're digging the Lehigh Canal. I had money in every pocket, with no woman to hold me in thrall. If happiness be in this wide world, I'll wager 'tis on the canal. And at night when we rest from our labours, be sure that our rent is all paid. We think of our dear ones in Ireland, and remember their loving ways. So fare thee well, father and mother, and likewise all Ireland too. Now fare ye well, sister and brother, so fondly I bid you adieu. With me tour-a-lie, or-a-lie-a-dee, and me tour-a-lie, or-a-lie-a-way. With me tour-a-lie, or-a-lie-a-dee, we're digging the Lehigh Canal. Yeah, nice.
Well, it doesn't.
One of the most memorable of these historic stops occurred here at Independence Hall on George Washington's birthday, the 22nd of February, 1861. We are grateful for the opportunity to honor President Lincoln at this sacred American site, Independence Hall. Our host today, the Superintendent of Independence National Park, Cynthia McLeod. Madam Superintendent.
Good afternoon, and welcome indeed to Independence National Historical Park. Thank you, Ed, very much for that introduction. Thank you, General Meade, for leading the procession here from the Union League. On behalf of the National Park Service, happy 207th birthday, Mr. Lincoln. In fact, the historical importance of Lincoln's presidency rivals that of our founding president. As testament to that, the National Park Service commemorates Abraham Lincoln more than any other single president, with 4 sites named after him. There's the Abraham Lincoln Birthplace National Historical Site, Lincoln Boyhood National Memorial, Lincoln Home National Historic Site, Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., and those are just the national parks that are actually named after him. There's so many more that have ties to Lincoln. Parks like, of course, Gettysburg, Richmond National Battlefield Park, Ford's Theater National Historic Site, Mount Rushmore. It feels a little like Mount Rushmore out here, doesn't it? And even Yosemite Park has a Lincoln connection.
Get it coming, Ken.
standing next to a very famous piece of history. This small, insignificant podium is actually the podium that Abraham Lincoln used to deliver his Gettysburg Address in November of 1863 on the Gettysburg battlefield. This has quite a history. I'm sure at the time people didn't think much about it, but after Lincoln's address became so infamous, this became an important part of history, a witness, if you would say, to what happened. And also in September of 2015, Pope Francis came to Philadelphia for the Families event, and he used this very same podium to deliver his address on the grounds of Independence Hall. So here we are, a witness to history for more than one significant event in our time.